you click on, yay, okay.
Okay, you'll have to tell me how to access this recording after that. Okay.
Okay, good. Now, in order, so I'll repeat what I said before the recording started. When somebody sends info at madousa.com, an email that's been generated through your website, they've either clicked on a button or they've filled out a contact form or they've done something like that, and it's going through your website, you will get a notification in your email from Wix that says somebody has filled out the form, and it will give you actually all of the information right there in your email. And it'll also give you a way where you can respond back right through that same notification if you choose to. Additionally, when you are on your website back end like this, if you go on the left column where it has the whole list there, and you go down to I think it's customers and leads right there, click on that and go to contacts at the top. And this is where all of those communications are logged. And so let's say you can take any one of these and click on it, and you will see what it said. So click on the name, and
like right here.
Like the two, like mirasax@gmail.com. I think that will open up the communication. And there it is. All the information is right there. And if you had left a message, it would be right there as well. You will also receive up at the top here, the very top above the yellow bar there, all the way to the right, there is a notification bell, and that tells you stuff. And then also this bubble that looks like a talking bubble, that will tell you if there's any messages.
Okay.
And it'll actually print out the message there.
Okay.
So it's sort of a dual thing.
Okay.
You'll have your contact list. So this that you're looking at right now, this contacts page,
yes,
is the Wix version of the contact, part of the contact management system.
Okay.
And that is like MailChimp. Or any of the ones that you would pay extra for. You have the ability, and you can do all kinds of things with this contact list. You can separate it into categories. Like if you, let's say you have a category for resources, and you want to filter the resources, you segment your list to have the resources be in one place and the customers be in another place, or the whatever. It's up to you. But when you clicked on that, whatever button you clicked on just now, and you had that list that came up, you can go through this, filter your contacts, so you can add a label, you can segment them, and each one of these categories will have a learn more or an explanation if you don't understand what they're talking about, where if you click on that, you will get help information from Wix. Or if it doesn't have a learn more and you're curious about it, then go up to the very top where it says Wix in big letters on the left, and you move over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over to help,
Mm-hmm.
and you click on that, and you can search for certain things, and their help is pretty good. And then if you don't have, if you can't find the answer to what in that, you can actually go further and put in a ticket or call me or whatever to get more information.
Okay. Okay.
So this connects with your email
Mm-hmm.
through your website. Um, and coming up with a system
Mm-hmm.
for managing your contacts
Mm-hmm.
is kind of up to you, because you know what you want to do and
Correct.
how you want to do it.
Yeah.
I would have, I would set, I think it would make a whole lot of sense to set up your Gmail, your info at mado.com or
Uh-huh.
madousa.com, very similar to this, so
Yes.
that you don't have two different systems running. You have the same system running, and they will also, there are places where they'll integrate. It's, I don't think that you're going to run into this problem at all, but it's not legal, for instance, to take your Gmail list from Mira Sachs at gmail.com and just copy your contact list and paste it into your business list.
Okay.
That's kind of unethical. You
Gotcha.
can get away with it a little bit, especially if you know the people. But if you just are randomly acquiring names and putting them into a list,
Mm-hmm.
that's not legal, because there are rules put out both by, it's interesting, the United States has their own set of rules, Europe has their own set of rules, and California has its own set of rules. And it's all about privacy. And so the nice thing about it is, when you set up an email sequence, let's say you want to email to um, uh, a bunch of different people. Let's say you want to do an email to your current list of resources. You
Uh-huh.
don't really have permission to email them necessarily in mass, but if you set up an email appropriately and you ask permission and they opt in to future communications by clicking here, or you add, and this is automatically built into the email system, the email sequence system, the automated system in your Wix account. Every time you email using that, at the bottom, it has an opt out. So people will be able to opt out of receiving emails, opt out of being on your list, which is good. I mean, that's
Yes.
conforming with the law.
Yes. That is very good. Um, do we
So,
have that right now on our forms?
well, the forms, I'm not sure probably not, because I believe
That's okay. We should make
the
sure we get
form
that going.
is set up through Google, the Google Forms,
Yeah.
and therefore it's, um, as I recall,
That's
I
fine.
don't know,
Yeah.
what would be a good test is to receive a form. I mean, I should do that. I should click on forms, get the form, read
Yeah.
through it, and see what it says
Yeah.
in that case. but let's say you were going to send out those communication emails with those resources. You would want to use the email communication tool here. So go over right now and I'll show it to you.
Okay,
And you would put the link to the form.
okay,
So let's see, what do we want? I want, there should be somewhere where it says email, go to marketing. And I think it's go down, down, up, there, right there. Okay. Now email marketing.
mm-hmm,
Click on that. And this is where you start. Now they give you some templates,
mm-hmm,
um, and you can use those, or you can just start an email from scratch.
mm,
And when you click on that,
yeah, uh-huh,
they give you this
I,
thing to fill out.
okay,
And you can design it to be whatever you want. And you can brand it to mado. You know, I would say where this image is, you
yeah,
replace that with the logo.
right,
And when you start doing this, um, you build out this email, and it when it's sent to the receiver, it will have at the bottom, scroll down and see if it probably shows. Scroll down where it says add a catchy header, keep scrolling down on that side. The others
um, the
go
side,
to,
oh, here, sorry,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
So it says here, this email is blah, 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 somewhere it will automatically
yeah,
uh, generate,
okay,
something, or you can add it. You can add something that says blah. You can compose it however you want. We respect your privacy. If you don't wish to receive emails from us in the future, click
yeah,
here, blah,
okay,
blah. And there are templates. If it doesn't come up automatically, and I think it does, but um, there are templates
mm-hmm,
within
okay,
Wix, or you can just use one that you make up or
okay,
you like. But the point is that you give people the option to get
uh-huh,
your list. If they don't want to be on your list, then they
okay,
can exit. So,
they will opt out, okay, I'm beginning to get it, I think I will need to do a couple of tests with you on this, I
and
know,
when they fill out a form
uh-huh,
through Wix, so
uh-huh,
let's say they fill out one of those contact forms that
uh-huh,
I put on it. Those are already part of a sequence.
uh-huh,
I've set them up with a thank you, and
mm-hmm,
um, they that they conform to the rules. So when somebody gets that thank you,
mm-hmm,
um, I believe it says, or if they get a future email, it always says that they can unsubscribe.
okay. We should both play with this so that's more than one person doing this. And I will try sending out an email from here, see to myself, and
Yeah.
I will try from my Gmail account to send an email to Mado and
And
see
you
how
might
it
just,
works.
you might practice by setting up an email that you will use
Yeah,
for your resources, communicating with them, because that's sort of been on your list to do. And so you might as well create the email that you want to send to them.
yeah,
That'll give you a lot of practice on how to do
yeah,
what all these different buttons do. And um, once you have, uh, once you've created one, you'll first of all have a lot of practice doing all of this. It'll probably take you hours to figure all this out and play with it. But
Mhm.
once you have once you've done one, you sort of have a template for
Yeah,
future ones that
yeah,
you can use and modify. For instance, you'll probably have the logo up here. You'll have a header up here. Um, or not, you may
yeah,
not want a header, but you you will be able to reuse
yeah.
something and slightly modify it
Mhm.
to make it work, and that'll save a ton of time in the future.
Okay,
And when when you do that, that's the first step, is learn how to use this window here. Um, After that, I can show you how to create an automated sequence. So before you send it
okay,
out to anybody, we might want to think about, do we want to automate any of this? Maybe not for the
mhm,
resources. I don't know. I have to kind of think about it. But it's always nice to have automation help us so that if we happen to be doing something, we're on vacation for a week or two and something comes through, instead of no response, there's an automated
okay,
response.
okay. That would be good, yeah. Because, okay, that's good. We should do that because once somebody sends in a form, we should positively send in at least a thank you. Uh,
Absolutely. And
yeah,
and
okay.
I don't think that because we didn't create the forms,
Hmm.
could create forms right within Wix. And if we had done that and that was a form that they were filling out, then it would have been integrated into this back end. But we're using a Google form. And so I don't believe there's
Should
an
we,
automated response on it. Let me look at the Google Forms. With Google Forms, I use them all the time,
mm-hmm,
but I also check them when I'm expecting somebody to respond.
mm-hmm.
I look at them to see if they've responded. So,
Yes,
and it would be really nice
okay.
and I can't remember, it's been a while since I had people filling out forms, but I can't remember if I get a notification in my email that somebody's responded. I
Okay,
think I do. I think you do.
okay.
But in your case, it would probably show up if there is a notification. If somebody fills out one of your forms, the notification would come to mirasacks@gmail, because that's the Google workspace where
Right.
you
No, but
create.
that's what I was trying to do, to change all of that to info@mado USA. Because if it comes to Sachs at Gmail, it gets super confusing. It's
Yeah,
much better to have it all on the business.
I let me see if I can find out how, because I don't know how to do this, how to transfer.
So the Google Forms, I think we can transfer, but then the other thing that was coming to my mind is, then should we just do Wix forms? Is that better? If Wix will give us better automation,
Um,
I'm not sure
it
where you can get a Wix form
sort
from.
of depends on how you like Wix forms, and you can look at them. Let's see, go
Uh-huh.
down to on the
Sorry, I changed my page.
I
Uh-huh.
think I think there should be somewhere. How about under customers and leads, forms and submissions? Yeah, click on that. Create professional forms. Um, so you can see, yeah, you
Yeah,
just have to play with it and
completely.
figure
Yeah,
out how to do it. Um, I
yeah,
wonder if there's a place where you could import a Google form.
yeah.
That would be cool. If you could just take your Google form and import it. I
Mm,
don't know if
yeah.
that's possible.
Okay.
Um, that could be a possibility if it if they
Okay.
can I don't know.
try and play with.
Or you just have to recreate the form
Yeah,
here.
one of the two, or we stick with the Google Forms for now, and then in the future we can keep doing it from the Wix Forms. That I can play with this part.
Yeah, there's so much, there's so
Yeah,
much
there's yes,
to
it
learn
is
on the
endless.
in the beginning here
Yeah,
that I wouldn't muck it up until you need to learn it.
okay.
It's like prioritize what you're learning.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not learning too much that you're not going to use for a long time.
Yeah, okay. That's right, and it'll get overwhelming very fast and unmanageable. So keep the goal in mind to keep it going. Um,
Yeah, it's really at this point in this stage with your business with Mado, it's really planning these systems. And with any business, you have multiple systems operating all the time. And if you don't have your business organized with systems, you go crazy.
yeah,
You and so it's sort of a different people have different working management ways of doing it. And I don't know what works best for you, but what always helps me in helping people figure out what systems they need is separating it out into categories. So you'll need a system of communications. You'll need a system um, of outreach for products. So you might call it, a resource system. How are you going to manage your resources? You have categories. You've got um, things under those categories, vendors or resources. You will want to communicate with them in certain ways, but you kind of have to visualize all of this. And what helps me is if I do it in terms of a visual that's like um, a mind map or an org chart or some kind of a diagram that
mhm,
I can relate to, where I can see, okay, this is the umbrella, Mado. This is what I'm doing
mhm,
under Mado. These are the systems I need to make each of those things that are under that umbrella operate smoothly.
mhm.
And you kind of develop out a game plan so that you can visually see all of the different things that you need. I can show you one that I did for Life Matters.
Okay,
Um, and and it really helped me when I did this diagram, this visual. It
yeah,
helped me see where what kind of systems I needed to develop, what um who I needed to have do things, because I knew that I wasn't going to do all this stuff myself. I
yeah,
couldn't, no way. And it really helped me get my head around, as well as communicate with other people, what this business was all about. Because when you're doing something, it's all clear in your head, but it's not clear in other people's minds
yeah,
what the heck you're doing.
yeah.
This diagram helps you communicate better with other people. And in fact,
I
at
clarify my
certain
mind.
points, you
Yeah,
can show them the diagram and then they say, oh, wow, yeah, now I get it. This is cool. So,
yeah. I actually that'd be really helpful to see the life matters tree or
yeah,
chart. Yeah.
I'll send that over to you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I am a real believer in systems. I don't think a business can operate without being systems oriented and having clear, defined um, systems of operation, SOPs, to how you do stuff. And the cool thing is when you're first starting out like this, if you get it written down and you organize it and you write it down, you actually have true SOPs. And that means that if you ever want to hand it off to somebody else,
Mhm,
either hire somebody or you have a volunteer or whatever,
mhm.
or let's say somebody wants to buy your business, you've got SOPs written out for everything. And it's like a turnkey thing. It's so much easier for them and they will see the value of that and pay more for the business if you've got all of the systems
Influence.
documented, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah,
So
I think just all of that is true. But even just to keep it straight in my own head, creating that would be very helpful. Then
yeah,
I don't have to think about it each time around again.
yeah. In
Work with
fact,
that system.
you could post this thing like I'm going to send you. You could post it on a wall where you look at it all the time. And it's a good reminder of, okay, this is where I'm focusing today. This is what I need to do in the next week.
Okay.
This is what I need, can hold off and do in 3 months. It's really a good tool
Yeah.
for planning your time management.
Yeah. Okay. I would positively do that. So I actually have my work cut out here. I have to figure out Wix emailing, play with that, play with forms. Um, you're going to figure out how I can get out of Wix
Yeah.
in Mira Sachs and get into Wix in info at Mado.
Mhm.
Um, and then I'm going to look at your systems of operation thing for Life Matters and try and create one for Mado.
Yep.
Okay, so that is pretty good.
That
So
should keep you very busy.
it will keep me very busy. So I thought we would do the word inserts for the SEOs also, but maybe we do that Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
Um, because I also wanted to start sending out emails to the manufacturers to get verification, stuff like that. But I will think of that also before we speak again on Monday or Tuesday, whenever it is. And then, yeah, I think we're actually going to come back to this if you stay on this correctly. But I will try and create, if you send me this thing before our next time, I will try and create the systems of operations and I will play with the forms and the emails. The only thing is, when do you want to look at getting rid of Mira Sachs and adding info? Because that's a time that, there's just a little open.
I'll do that this afternoon.
Okay,
I'll see if I can get that all straightened out and changed.
okay.
Hopefully it'll be really easy. I really think what will probably happen is you will have to cancel.
You
I
know,
don't, I
yeah,
don't know.
you know what's a good
Let's
way to do
figure
this,
it out.
Susan? So let's do this. Do you text at all? Actually, we can do this on email. Why don't you try this and then shoot me an email? I'll keep my email on all the time. And you can say, Mira, do this step. I'll try it. I can shoot you an email right there. So we can use the email like a text format and then keep
Mhm.
sending out emails to each other just as a conversation piece to keep,
Yeah,
sort
that
this
sounds good. And hopefully it'll change easily. If not, then I can call the tech support and say, hey, what
out. Yeah.
do we do here?
I think you have a direct line with them actually now.
I
I'm
do.
on.
So I can manage
Okay.
that.
Okay, so let's try that. I will try customers and leads and go to emails and forms and communications, marketing it was. What do we do in marketing? Uh, and I will look up all of that and then hopefully we can come back to, um, hopefully we can come back to the SEOs also, because I haven't seen anything on that. Wow, this is, yeah.
It's
more
big.
points.
I mean, this is, there's a lot of stuff here. You're gonna,
Which is good.
yeah,
That means it's good. The more we get going correctly, the better it is in the long run.
yeah. And really having you understand it, even if you end up not doing it yourself,
Yeah,
you will know what's going on. And that is super important for you to have oversight, for you
yeah,
to understand what's here, so that if you have an assistant that you've delegated a task to, you'll be able to understand what they're doing and overlook their,
I,
what they're
yeah,
doing. So they're not
yes,
doing something that you don't approve of.
yeah.
Or,
I appreciate your drilling that into me.
you know,
Yes.
you don't, what I've had trouble with too
Mhm,
many times is hiring a VA who said they could do something
mhm.
and they didn't do it, or they did it wrong. And I know enough that I can have oversight and I can catch it.
Yeah,
And I can say, wait a minute, you know, you're not,
yeah,
this is not correct. But unfortunately, I know way too many people who have hired people who say, oh yeah, I can do that. And they
yeah.
don't. And then they just lose a ton
Yeah,
of money.
yeah.
And
And time,
that's
yeah, all
really bad. So, so it's important for you to understand all this, even if you don't do it yourself. At least you know it's there and you know how to get there if you need to.
okay. Okay, so I will do that and we can, do you want me to set up time with you on your calendar? Or you want to tell me a
Yeah,
time
let me
now?
grab my phone. I don't know
Should
what
I
it is.
stop recording?
Yeah.